Hey anime fans, here are the top 20 best anime movies that you should watch. Why? Well, because simply we took on our shoulders the responsibility of compiling a Japanese movie's top list of various films from different themes, be it new ones, classics, masterpieces, or just some good movies that we think are overlooked, underrated, and deserves to be mentioned in order to give some fans something unknown, yet amazing to watch. But chill, because you have come to the right place to discover new good Japanese anime movies to add to your watch list. So, here we go. Coming on 20 on the list we have Her Blue Sky. High school student Aoi Ayui lives with her older sister Akane after a tragic accident took their parents away 13 years ago. Because Akane has been since taking care of her single-handedly, Aoi wants to move to Tokyo after graduation to relieve her sister's burden and pursue a musical career. Inspired by Akane's ex-boyfriend, Shinosake Kanamura, Shinosake was part of a band until he left for Tokyo to become a professional bassist after his sister's parents passed away, and he was never to be seen again. One afternoon, while Aoi practices her guitar in the guest house, she gets startled by the 18-year-old version of Shino from 13 years ago. As if by coincidence, the current 31-year-old Shino also returns to the town, but he has changed drastically. There are now two Shinos in existence, but why is the Shino from the past present? Coming at number 19 on the list we have The Relative Worlds. The story is set in Japan in 2020. The story centers on Shin Hazuma, and a version of himself who had led a different life in another Japan. A crack opens in the everyday life that he thought was impossible to change. Boys and girls have to decide what to think and choose when the world changes completely. The battle with another world and another self begins. Coming at number 18 on the list we have Maquia, When the Promised Flower Blooms. Maquia is a member of a special race called the Irof, mystical beings who can live for hundreds of years and remain separate from the lives and daily troubles of mankind. One day, however, the outside world finds her as the power-hungry kingdom of Mezart invades her homeland. They already have what is left of the giant dragons, the Renato, under their control, and now their king wishes to add the immortality of the Irof to his bloodline. The humans and the Renato ravage the Irof homeland and kill most of its inhabitants. Caught in the midst of the attack, Maquia is carried off by one of the Renato that has gone berserk. It soon dies, and she is left deserted in a forest far from home. Now, truly alone, save from the cries of a single baby off in the distance, Maquia finds the baby in a destroyed village and decides to raise him as one of her own, naming him Ariel. Although she knows nothing of the human world, how to raise a child that ages much faster than her, or how to live with the smoldering loneliness inside, she's determined to make it all work, somehow. Next on the list is Our 7-Day War. On a hot day right before the summer vacation, all first-year male students of the second class from junior high school disappear. Was it an accident? A group abduction? In fact, they were hiding in an abandoned factory near the river and used it as a liberation area to rebel against the adults. The adults are in a great confusion by the huge and unexpected operations cooperated by the female students, entangled with real abduction cases, a corrupted mayor election, and even involving parents and television reporters who are thrilled by the liberation broadcast and barricade. The comedy of mystery progresses in a light tempo that doesn't give the audience a chance to breathe until the brilliant end that is full of satire. Coming with 16 is Hello World. The year is 2027 and the city of Kyoto has undergone tremendous technological advancement. Within the city lives Naomi Katagari, a socially awkward and introverted boy with a love for books, and Ruri Ishigoyo, a girl with a cold personality who is often blunt with people, but shares his love for reading. Despite having similar interests, Naomi is afraid to approach Ruri due to her unfriendly nature. One day, as Naomi goes out for a walk, a crimson aurora pierces through the sky for a brief moment before vanishing. Shortly after, he sees a three-legged crow and a mysterious hooded man who reveals himself to be Naomi from 10 years in the future. Explaining that he has come to change an imminent tragic event that happens to Ruri shortly after they start dating. Initially, taking his words with a grain of salt, present-day Naomi follows his future self's instructions and starts getting closer to Ruri, determined to save her. Next on the list is Mirai. In a quiet corner of the city, 4-year-old Kun Uta has lived a spoiled life as an only child with his parents and a family dog, Yuko. But when his new baby sister, Mirai, is brought home, his simple life is thrown upside down. Suddenly, it isn't all about him anymore. Despite his tantrums and nagging, Mirai is seemingly now the subject of all his parents' love. To help him adapt to this drastic change, Kun is now taken on an extraordinary journey through time, meeting his family's past, present, and future selves, as he learns not only what it means to be part of a family, but also what it means to be an older brother. Now at number 14 is Blame. In the distant technological future, civilization has reached its ultimate net-based form. Now, humanity has lost access to the city's controls and is hunted down and posed by the defense system, known as the Safeguard. In a tiny corner of the city, a little enclave known as the Electrofishes is facing eventual extinction, trapped between the threat of the Safeguard and dwindling food supplies. A girl named Zuru goes on a journey to find food for her village, only to inadvertently cause doom when an observation tower senses her and summons a Safeguard pack to eliminate the threat. With her companions dead and all escape routes blocked, the only thing that can save her now is the sudden arrival of Kili the Wanderer on his quest for the net terminal genes, the key to restoring order to the world. Now number 13 is I Wanna Eat Your Penguin. The aloof protagonist, a bookworm who is deeply detached from the world he resides in. He has no interest in others and is firmly convinced that nobody has any interest in him either. His story begins when he stumbles across a handwritten book titled Living with Dying. He soon identifies it as a secret diary belonging to his popular buddy classmate, Sakura Yamauchi. She then confides him about the pancreatic disease she is suffering from, and that her time left is finite. Despite this revelation, he shows zero sympathy for her plight, but caught in the waves of Sakura's persistent buoyancy, he eventually concedes to accompanying her for her remaining days. As the pair of polar opposites interact, their connection strengthens, interweaving through their choices made with each passing day. Now at this part of the list is ARAGNE, Sign of Vermillion. Life could be better for shy, anxious university student Rin. The apartment she has rented is hardly the stunning place for the rental listing suggested. The housing complex is run down, grim, and haunted by troubled souls lurking in dark corners. Ghastly crimes are occurring in the vicinity, and a grinning stranger makes his unsettling appearance known. Beyond all this, Rin is coming to realize that something even more sinister is manifesting itself. Determined to find out more, Rin visits a library where she meets a sympathetic young staffer, but what she learns does not begin to put her mind at ease. Coming number 11 we have Penguin Highway. This story depicts the genius Aoyama, who is merely within the 4th grade, but already lives his life as sort of a scientist. When penguins start appearing in a sleepy suburb many miles from the ocean, Aoyama vows to unravel the mystery. When he finds the source of the penguins may be a woman from his dentist's office, they team for an unforgettable summer adventure. A wonderful and mysterious birthday adventure, one that you will never forget. Beyond the basement door in Onchi's antique shop lies a world beyond your wildest imagination. Akane Yosuji is a shy 6th grader who has trouble telling others how she feels. The day before her birthday, her mother, Midori, sends her on an errand to go get her birthday present from a free-spirited Onchi's antique shop. But a strange man named Hippocrates the alchemist, who calls her the Green Goddess, together with Pippo the fairy, takes her on a journey to the world beyond from a door in the basement. And next on the list, Love Live Sunshine, the school idol movie, Over the Rainbow. Following the closure of the Uranahoshi's Girl High School, the 3rd-year students Daya Kurosawa, Kanan Masura, and Mari Ohara have just graduated, leaving Akuras with solely the 1st and 2nd years. While searching for a new place, the remaining members continue to practice. They decide to visit the new school they will soon enroll in. However, to their surprise, the building seems to be abandoned. It turns out that due to the school board's worries regarding how the freshly transferred Urahoshi students may burden the clubs, they were instead sent to a branch school. This sets Akuras on a new goal, to prove that Urahoshi students are serious in their clubs as well. Coming in at number 8 is Promare. 30 years ago, a new race of flame-wielding mutants suddenly appeared, destroying a large portion of humanity. These so-called Burnish have continued to appear at random, leaving a trail of death and destruction in their wake. The Autonomous Republic of Promopolis is a thriving nation thanks to the incredible efforts of their leader, Cray Forsyth, against the Burnish. A team of firefighters known as the Burning Rescue is tasked with stopping these horrific monsters, using the most performance technology available. A terrorist group called themselves Mad Burnish has been causing chaos all over the nation. And after a encounter with the Mad Burnish leader, Leo Fortier, Gallo sets out on his fated journey to find the truth about these mutants, ultimately leading him to question everything he previously held to be true. Next on the list is Fate, Stay the Night movie, Heaven's Feel 2nd, Lost Butterfly. The 5th Holy Grail War continues, and the ensuing chaos results in higher stakes for all participants. Shiro Imiya continued to participate in the war, aspiring to be a hero of justice who saves everyone. He sets out in search of the truth behind mysterious dark shadow and its murder spree, determined to defeat it. Meanwhile, Shinji Matao sets his own plans into motion, threatening Shiro through his sister Sakura Mato. Shiro and Rin Tsuka battle Shinji, hoping to relieve Sakura from the abuses of her brother, but the ugly truth of the Mato siblings begins to surface, and many dark secrets are exposed. The next anime movie on the list is The Anthem of the Heart. Jun Naruse is a chatterbox whose life is colored by fairy tales and happy endings. However, influenced by her deep belief in those tales, she is too naive and trusting, and her words soon shatter her family's bond when she inadvertently reveals her father's affair. Naruse is scarred for life after being blamed for her parents' divorce, and her regrets soon manifest into a fairy egg, a being who seals her mouth from speaking in order to protect everyone's happy ending. Now, even in high school, Naruse's speech remains locked by the fairy egg. Even trying to speak causes her stomach to twist, but changes her mind when she overhears Sakagami's beautiful singing. Perhaps the fairy egg curse does not apply to singing. Perhaps Sakagami is the fairy tale prince she has been waiting to seeking all along. Will Naruse be able to convey the anthem of her heart? Coming number 5 on the list is Code Geass, Lelouch of the Ressurrection. Since the demise of man, believed to be Britannia's most wicked emperor 1 year ago, the world has enjoyed an unprecedented peace under the guidance of the United Federation of Nations. However, this fragile calm is shattered with the armed militants successfully kidnap former princess Nonolani v. Britannia and Tozaka Kurogiri, the chief advisor of the Black Knights, sparking an international crisis. The powerful and untrusted kingdom of Zilkistan is accused of orchestrating their capture. To investigate, world authorities sends Callan Stratsfield. They encounter the immortal witch, Cece, who is on a mission to complete the resurrection of the man responsible for the greatest revolution in history. A legend who will rise up, take command, and save the world from peril once again. Coming number 4 on the list is The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Makoto Kono is in her first year of high school, but is having a hard time deciding what to do with her future. In between enduring the pressure of her teachers and killing time with her best friends, Makoto's life suddenly changes when she accidentally discovers that she is capable of literally leaping through time. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time follows Makoto as she plays around with her newfound power. However, she soon learns the hard way that every choice has a consequence. All time is a lot more complicated than it may seem. Coming number 3 on the list is Weathering With You. Tokyo is currently experiencing rain showers that seem to disrupt the usual pace of everyone living there to no end. Amidst the seemingly eternal downpour arrives the runaway high school student Hidaka Morishima, who struggles to financially support herself, ending up with a job at a small-town publisher. At the same time, the orphaned Hina Amano also strives to find work to sustain herself and a younger brother. Both fates intertwine when Hidaka attempts to rescue Hina from shady men. Deciding to run away together, subsequently, Hidaka discovers that Hina has a strange yet astonishing power, the ability to call out the sun whenever she prays for it. With Tokyo's unusual weather in mind, Hidaka sees the potential of this ability. He suggests that Hina should become a sunshine girl. Coming in at the number 2 spot is Your Name. Mitsuya Miyamazu is a high school girl living in the countryside town of Itomari. She yearns for a life in Tokyo and she is sick of living in the countryside. At the same time, Taki Tachibana is a high school student, lives in Tokyo, and has a great interest in architecture, aiming to become an urban planner in the near future. One day, Mitsuya dreams of herself as a boy living a life in the dense capital, while Taki dreams of living as a girl in the rural town of Itomori. As time passes, the two discover that these are just not dreams, but they can actually swap bodies upon falling asleep. And at number 1 spot is Kono Katachi. Yaiko Nishiyama is a cold-hearted and single mother tasked with raising Shoko, her daughter, who has impaired hearing. Though Shoko's disability is a cumbersome one, Yaiko remains determined to raise her daughter into a dependent young woman, no matter what parenting tactics she must use.